ayahuasca is a sacred plant medicine that has been used by indigenous people from South America.
Ayahuasca to me is powerful medicine. It's a sacred experience, and it's a time for healing.
Ayahuasca is my greatest teacher. She's my mother, she's my sister, she's my father. She runs through my veins like my blood.
Well, I'd heard about DMT, and I heard about the effects, DMT versus ayahuasca, and I was more interested in not the short 3-minute jolt that DMT sometimes offers when you smoke it, but the whole ceremony and being able to ingest it with others and meeting a shaman and going through the whole process and really having time to focus in on yourself instead of just getting a quick rush, something that would last for weeks instead of just moments. People call it a drug, maybe because they don't understand it and possibly they fear it. But those who know or are in the know and know that it has the effects to purge your body of great toxins know that it's a medicine, as opposed to people who hear about it who think it's a drug.
Because it is a medicine, because it heals, because it cures, because it wakes us up, because it doesn't taste so good, because it makes us purge out all the unnecessary stuff that we carry around with us. Drugs don't really do that so much. Drugs sort of fill our minds with other things, with illusions. In the end, it doesn't really matter what you call it initially. It's what you leave, what message you leave it with. And I know from the experiences that I've had that everyone leaves calling it a medicine.
As far as ayahuasca as a medicine, I think that is extremely appropriate because of its power, because of its potential for healing. So it's about understanding that just because something isn't in a prescription bottle, that doesn't mean it's not medicine.
Ayahuasca's taught me a lot of things. Probably the first one was being able to connect with everyone and everything. Blades of grass, the trees blowing, the wind moving, the heat of fire, people, able to connect with people on a stronger level than I ever could before.
Ayahuasca has taught me, I guess the most important lesson is compassion. She has taught me the words, I am that, and to look at everyone and everything as myself, and to understand that it's all a mirror or reflection, and to always have compassion for whatever I see, not to judge it, but to look at it, send it love, understand that I am that. So the biggest lesson is compassion, but so many other things. I mean, to live more in harmony with this earth, to live more in harmony with my brothers and sisters, to understand they are my brothers and sisters, to do what I can to help another, to love, and that's a really general term, but I mean, love means not living in fear. And so she has taught me how to not live in fear so much. Yeah, pretty much everything since my DNA has been altered. Yeah.
What has ayahuasca taught me? What hasn't ayahuasca taught me? It taught me a lot about patience. It taught me a lot about love. It taught me the necessity and the prerequisite of self-love. Sometimes I'll get a little quote or a download from the medicine, from the goddess, and it'll just appear like a mantra in my experience. One example is, be love and you will be loved. It's been just a powerful teacher in terms of understanding those aspects of my reality, that we don't have to just carry all of these burdens that might have come at different times or different ages, or might come tomorrow. You know, you can work with energy in a way that will allow for your greatest good to come.
I think that we are at a point in time where, as humans, we are beginning to rediscover this connection to something that is beyond the material world.
We're all waking up. You know, we've been asleep so long, and more people are experimenting with different kinds of natural medicines, getting rid of the toxins in their body, feeling freer. And our spiritual community is just growing by leaps and bounds because we're all connecting to each other. We're realizing that, well, I believe anyway, we're realizing that we are one. And for me, ayahuasca brought us all together. It made me realize that.
I think that we are in a period of time in history that is representative of an evolution of human consciousness. And something that goes in line with that, I would say, is this sort of increase in real spirituality. And that's a very personal thing. And I'm talking about spirituality in a form that is outside of dogma and institutionalized ideas that have been, placed into people's heads by organized religions for years and years and years and years. We're moving past that realm into the realm of direct, personal, spiritual experience. And I think that's amazing. I think that's wonderful. I think that is something that the world needs. I think it's something that we all need for ourselves if we want to make a leap together to live in a world where we can all love each other and be happy. I mean, that's ideally, I don't see why anybody would not want that. Then I think this is a necessary step in that process.